Today, I want to talk to you about the proven way to build muscle over the age of 50. Who am I? I'm Brian Stecker, been a personal trainer for the past 20 years, and I also own the gym, Boomer Fitness. What do? I show men and women over the age of 50 to have more energy, improve their health, and also improve their body confidence by losing 15 to 25 pounds in 12 weeks. If you've made it over the age of 50, I want to congratulate you because you've probably outlasted most of your rock bands. And I know what a lot of men and women say over the age of 50 is that it's too late to build muscle. You know what that really is? That's just a disguised excuse. So what I want you to do is I want you to go reach out right now for a dumbbell, and then underneath your breath in a quiet, soft voice say, "I'm back, baby." So how do we go about building muscle over the age of 50? We gotta start with some resistance training. After the age of 50, this thing called sarcopenia begins to happen. Basically, that means is you start to lose muscle. One of the best ways to build muscle back is resistance training. I'm not talking about doing some kind of Rocky montage where you're gonna go out and go to the gym and do everything. I'm going to be talking about doing the most effective lifts that are going to help you build muscle, because if you do work out like you're on a Rocky montage, you're probably going to end up in a recovery room. With that being said, let's go into the most effective exercises. All right, so the first exercise that I would recommend doing when you're trying to rebuild muscle is you're going to want to do a variation of the deadlift. What I see with a lot of beginning clients when I'm working with them online or in the gym, they struggle to do the deadlift. So I want to give you two progressions that you can start with right now that are going to be friendly over the age of 50. The first one is a kettlebell deadlift, and how we want to perform the kettlebell deadlift is we're going to want to stand over the top. We're going to want to center ourselves over that so we have a good center of gravity. And then the next step is we're going to sit back like we're in a chair. Our arms are going to be straight. You're going to stand tall and bring your hip back through. You're going to take a deep breath in, exhale, and then repeat. You're going to complete about 8 to 12 repetitions. The next deadlift that you can progress to is a trap bar deadlift. And the reason why I like the trap bar deadlift as the next progression versus a barbell deadlift is that it centers you through your center of gravity and puts less force into the middle of your back because you're centered to the bar. Whereas if you do a traditional barbell deadlift, that's going to put more stress on your low back. If you like to do the barbell, you can, but I see the cost-benefit ratio of doing a barbell deadlift to a trap bar deadlift not advantageous, because people over the age of 50 aren't playing some kind of competitive sports versus somebody who was, say, like a college athlete or professional athlete or high school athlete. So this trap bar deadlift will be one of the most effective exercises for you to build muscle for a deadlift and to keep you safe. So now all I really want you to do for this deadlift is you're going to step into the center, okay? Your feet are gonna be wider than shoulder width apart. Now you're gonna have two handles here. You're gonna have these handles that can go up, or you can flip it over and it can go lower. Now the higher up handles work for people who are taller or people who have a lack of range of motion. And that's the other thing that I like about the trap bar deadlift. If you want a bigger challenge, you can flip it over, and all that'll really do is give you more activation for your hamstring and your glutes. All right, so you're gonna drive your hips back like you're gonna sit in a chair. Your head's in a neutral position. Get some tension in the bar. Stand tall and bring the hips through. And then again, sitting back. Deep breath in. Exhale. And repeat for 8 to 12 repetitions. So these exercises are great. Compound lift, working your grip strength, working your glutes, working your hamstrings, a little bit of your quads, and then your muscles of your upper back, giving you the most bang for your buck. Let's go into the next exercise that you want to add into your routine. Another exercise that I like to add into a routine is some kind of row variation. The TRX row is really a great exercise for working your lats and your biceps and your core. And it's really easy to adjust the intensity. And if you have a TRX strap, you pretty much can take it with you anywhere, which eliminates the excuse of not being able to do resistance training. All right, so we're gonna grab a hold of our handles here on the TRX, and feet are shoulder width apart, and you're gonna roll yourself up and then back under control. Now, if you wanna bring the intensity up on this exercise, you're gonna bring your knees together, your feet together, grab a hold of the handles, walking in, your back's flat, bring those shoulder blades back together. Here we go. And then you're gonna complete 8 to 12 repetitions of your TRX row. All right, the next exercise we're going to do, which is going to be great for your back, is another row variation. It's a dumbbell row. So it's going to work your bicep and your upper back, which is going to be great for your posture and strengthening your upper body. So how this works is probably about 3 feet away from the bench, depending on how tall you are. You drive your hips back, put your hand out in front of you for support. Your back's nice and flat. And you're gonna drive through your elbow up to your torso. Breathe out on the way up, in on the way down. And then just go over to the other side and then repeat. Now, a pro tip for this is always start with your less dominant arm first. And why I like to do that is, so say if you fatigue out with 8 reps on your less dominant side, you're gonna match your dominant side for that same 8 reps. And over time, your less dominant side will get just as strong as your dominant side. All right, let's go into that third exercise. That third exercise for you is going to be some kind of squat variation. Now, I have read the comment section on my YouTube channel. We have over 500 videos. And a lot of issues for people over the age of 50 is the squat. And me personally, working with people for over 20 years, the issue that people have when doing the squat is that they don't have the range of motion for that exercise. And that usually comes from flexibility. So what I would focus on if you're struggling with a regular squat, I would focus on improving your flexibility. But I also believe that there is no mandatory exercise, and there is always a progression for that exercise. So if you'd like to squat and get benefits from squatting, you can do this really great squat variation. And that squat variation is a split squat. So if you're a beginner and you're struggling with balance, you could use a bench to support you. So you're gonna use a bench, support yourself, step 2 to 3 feet away from the midline. Your back foot, you're gonna be on the ball of your foot. Shoulders are nice and tall. And then you're gonna bring your hamstring to your calf. You're gonna lower down under control, back up. Deep breath in and exhale. And you're going to do 12 to 15 reps on each side. And if you have good balance, you don't have to use support. Again, I'll just switch over here to the other side. Up on the ball of the foot on my back leg, shoulders tall, down under control, and then back up. So that split squat, it's gonna help you with your balance, but also it's gonna work your quads, your glutes, and hamstrings, giving you the most bang for your buck. All right, let's go into the last exercise, and that is some kind of pressing variation. An exercise I like to do for clients over 50, because shoulder mobility isn't always there, kind of like the squat, is incline dumbbell bench press. The reason why I like the incline dumbbell bench press is that lets you work through a full range of motion, and then also you can adjust your hand position to make it more shoulder friendly. All right, So I've got my 45-pound dumbbells here, and then what I'm going to do is just lie back. I'm gonna bring them up, and I'll have my palms facing each other to make it easier on my shoulders. So feet are planted, and then you're gonna breathe out. Deep breath in. Nice, easy control on the way down, and then back up. And just set them down to your side. Again, 8 to 12 repetitions, working your chest, your shoulders, your triceps. Now that you've got these effective exercises that you can do, what I would do is do these exercises twice a week, say like on a Monday and a Thursday, or a Tuesday and a Friday, giving you plenty of rest. And you just have to do 2 days. Okay, and I would do 3 sets of the rep ranges that I gave you. Here's the secret principle that you need to apply when using these exercises in building muscle. And no, I'm not talking about lifting a small cow or lifting a large car. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about here is a principle called progressive overload. Okay, so no, not lifting that car. What progressive overload means to you, say you came to the gym today and you did the 45 pounds, you complete all 8 to 12 repetitions in that range and you had great form. So what you would do the next week is you would add a little bit more weight. Kind of like my client John, who's behind the camera helping out with the video today. He started 2 years ago, and we started on the bench press. And when we started on the bench press, it was probably about 115 that we were doing with good form. Today, John is doing over 185 pounds for multiple reps, and that's just one exercise. So moral of the story, be like John and do progressive overload. Now that you've had an effective workout in the gym, you gotta go take a look at your nutrition. And to build muscle, what we talked about earlier, you have sarcopenia, where muscle is starting to be lost over the age of 50. So how do we start to decrease that muscle loss over the age of 50? We gotta increase the amount of protein that we take in. So we need 0.8 to 1 gram of lean body weight of protein. All right, so what does that look like? That looks like lean chicken, lean ground turkey, lean ground beef, Greek yogurt, or protein shakes. So look to add some of those into your diet. And if you want to go next level and have a pro tip for you, I would start logging what you eat in MyFitnessPal and then look at the macros to see that you're getting in that 0.8 to 1 gram. Because when I meet with clients and I talk to clients and I work with clients, and I'm going to beat this one home, and John even behind the camera could probably tell you this, we hit home with him, is that once we start logging it, and these people swear up and down that they get more than enough protein into their diet, once we start logging it, we actually see that we're not getting enough protein. So make sure you get up that protein so you can recover from your workout and slow down that muscle loss. Before we go into the next principle here, I put together a whole guide of how to eat, how to exercise, and if you're wanting that step-by-step guide, down below you'll see a link. Click on that link, enter your email, and I'll send that guide right on over to you. Now that you have the guide, you want to know what's cool? Waking up every day feeling refreshed and energized. You know what's not cool? Waking up feeling like one of my son's Lego towers, broken, laying all over the floor, and when you step on one of those pieces, achy. So what we want to focus on is getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. So you're not building muscle in the gym. You're building muscle when you're recovering. When you're sleeping, your body's recovering. So getting that 7 to 9 hours of sleep is going to help you recover. The next step in that recovery process is either first thing in the morning or before you go to bed at night, you want to spend 15 minutes stretching those major muscle groups. And think of stretching during those 15 minutes as like flossing for your muscles, okay? You know, my dentist used to tell me, only floss the teeth you want to keep, all right? So only stretch the muscles that you want more flexibility for. And the other thing with stretching, you're gonna get up with ease and you're gonna feel great. And because you don't wanna be like that guy who's getting up out of his chair, moaning and groaning every time that he gets up. And do you wanna know the real secret that's gonna allow you to get great results? What separates you from getting the results versus somebody who's up at 2 a.m. watching this YouTube video and not getting the results? And I know that it's 2 a.m. in the morning because I see those Google Analytics and I see who's watching, and there's people watching these videos at 2 a.m. So if it's 2 a.m. and you're watching, I want you to apply this principle. This isn't going to work unless you're consistent. I do not want perfection. I want you to show up. I want you to put it in your schedule, and hell or high water, Tuesday and Thursday, it's in your schedule to lift weights. Nothing interrupts it. And this is what I mean by, progress over perfection. Maybe you had a horrible day and you're like, man, I only got 30 minutes. I screwed up my workout. No, look at that as the floor for that day. So you're gonna do that 30-minute workout. And the next day, maybe you hit the ceiling, you get that full 50-minute workout in. But look at it, when you put that 15-minute one, the 31, the hour one, you're further ahead than the person that was just watching that video at 2 a.m. and doing nothing, because you've made progress on that. So focus on being consistent. And what do I mean by consistent? Usually the first 3 weeks, you're gonna be sore. You're gonna be a little bit more tired because you put an energy demand on your body. What you're gonna begin to see right around week 8, you're gonna be less sore, you're gonna have more energy, and you're gonna start seeing results. And when you start seeing those results, you're gonna be motivated, and it's gonna propel you to wanna keep moving forward to your goal. So those are the principles that you wanna start using and putting into your routine. So that's how you're gonna start building muscle over the age of 50. Now, if you're needing help building muscle over the age of 50, down below, you're going to see a link. That link is going to take you to a schedule where you can schedule a 15-minute consultation with me where we'll strategize and we'll go over what you're currently doing and how I can help you take your goals to the next level. Thank you for showing up today, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.